What up, lug nuts? Today I have a very special present for you. Today I'm going to introduce you to probably the crown jewel of my fleet. Of all my toys, this is the nicest, cleanest, probably the most valuable that I have at this time. And I know you're saying, wait, Robert, you've got a 1987 Buick Grand National. And I'm going to tell you, yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. And Grand Nationals are very, very rare, and they're hard to find in good condition and everything else like that. And yep, mine's in good condition and it's great, but it's not, how do I put this? It's not perfect, and it's not, it's a driver still. It's not fully restored. It's got some, it's got some flaws and everything else like that that need to be addressed, and they will be addressed. But this is my 2003 Ford SVT Lightning. Now, to some of you, this is going to look like just a plain old Ford pickup truck. And I get that, and I'm okay with that. But to those of you that know, Ford has always been involved in some form of racing or specialty vehicle construction, things like that. They've worked with Carroll Shelby, they've worked with McLaren, they've worked with a lot of speed manufacturers. And so what Ford did was Ford has came out with numerous vehicles under their SVT, or their special vehicles team label. And the Ford Lightning was one of them. And what it is it is a Ford F-150 flare side that has a sport tuned suspension. It has the Triton 5.4 liter V8 motor in it. It's got aluminum heads, cast iron block, forged crank, forged pistons. And to top all of it off, it's got a nice big supercharger stuck to the top of it. In 2003, this truck was rated at 380 horsepower, about 465 foot-pounds of torque, and did 13.6 in the quarter mile and a 5.1 second 0 to 60 foot time. This thing was nasty back in 2003, and it is a blast to drive. It has the biggest, widest tires that you could find on a truck, and it just plants to the ground and runs. Makes the most beautiful supercharger noises you've ever heard. So this one happens to be mine. And a little backstory on this one. I'd been looking around at these for a while, decided I wanted one last year, and started looking. And Mecum had their big auction in Indianapolis last year. So I saw this and one other one. And so I flew to Indianapolis and bought this truck at the Mecum auction. Just flew in for the day, bought it, and then had it shipped home. It's amazing. It was better than I could have expected. And the reason for that is this is the factory paint job. This car or truck, excuse me, is all original. It is completely unmolested, save a leveling kit in the back and a catback Flowmaster exhaust system. Other than that, it has the stock airbox, it has the stock pulleys, it has the stock tune, it has the stock radio. It is bone stock, as you will see as we go around the car. I'll tell you, that's very rare to find in these. Finding any of these cars when they got them, these trucks when they got them, people would automatically start hopping them up. Why? Because they're very easy to make a whole lot of horsepower out of. You change the pulleys, you put bigger injectors and a tune in it, and you've got a 450 horsepower beast on your hands with very little expense. And they are a handful. This one happens to not only be pretty much bone stock, but also only has 31,000 miles on it. 31,000 original miles. That's what really drew me to it, and it is the reason that it sits in the shop covered up most of the time. I'll pull it out about once a month and go get some lunch on a Sunday or go run some errands in it or whatever, just to get it out and stretch its legs and show it off. I have taken it to a couple of car shows, and it shows very, very well. So with that being said, let's take a tour. All right, lug nuts. I have switched over to my phone for this because I want to just walk you around this car. Let's zoom out a little bit. If you notice, this thing is super clean. Look down the sides. It is immaculate. Got a couple little scrapes here and there, nothing that is noticeable. The only reason I know they're there is because, well, I've gone over this thing with a fine-tooth comb. She is beautiful. All right, we're going to take you inside, and the inside of this thing is just as beautiful as the outside. Look at this interior. It looks like it just rolled out of the showroom. We do have a little bit of bolster wear right there. But these seats, other than that, are perfect. No rips, no tears, no stains. I did add the WeatherTech floor mats just to keep the carpets clean, but underneath the carpets, it's amazing. And the coolest part, you get your white gauges. Yes, we've got the factory radios still, factory cup holders. But if you look at that, that thing has 31,259 and a half miles. I dare you to find me one that's this clean anywhere in the country. All right, lug nuts, here we are at the heart of this beast. You're going to see that we still retain all of the factory equipment underneath. We have the factory pulley. We've even got, like I said, the factory air box underneath here. It's very, very sanitary. All of the factory rubber is still in place. The shielding, everything in here is just like it came from the manufacturer, which is absolutely amazing, including our nice, big, beautiful Ford SVT supercharger bolted to the top of this 5.4. I love this truck. I love how clean this truck is. It is absolutely outstanding. That's what led me to buy it. It's probably one of the best I've seen in years, best examples of this truck I've seen in years. So with that being said, I'm going to fire it up and see if we can get a good idea of what that supercharger whine sounds like. All right, guys, I got to tell you, this is probably one of my favorite features of this truck. This truck has a side exit exhaust, and I tell you what, this thing sounds amazing. Yeah, we've got a little bit of steam today because it's cold. Boy, I tell you what, there is nothing like this thing when you're cruising down the road. All right, lug nuts, that's going to do it for today's video. I wanted to share with you this beautiful truck. Like I said, this is the crown jewel of the collection as of now. Yeah, I've got some pretty weird cars and I've got some pretty weird taste, but you know what? That's the point of hot rods. That's the point of classic cars, is everybody's got their own taste. Something different that I like may not appeal to everybody else. There may be things that you like that doesn't appeal to anybody else. I tell you, there's a whole wide world of cool ass cars out there, and it's always going to be my recommendation that you find one that you really, really like. I don't care what anybody else thinks. If you like it and it makes you feel cool, and by all means, that's your car. So, as you can see, we've got Project Mecum in the background. We're still working away on that. So, follow along if you haven't checked out that series of videos. You can follow us on our journey from purchasing to rehabbing and reselling at Mecum 1983 K5 Blazer. I highly recommend it. It's a good series. So, with that being said, lug nuts, I'm going to sign off for the day. As always, please remember to like and subscribe. I really appreciate the support. Keep an eye out. We may have some merchandise coming out soon, some t-shirts and stuff like that you can order. And if you want to support the shop, then support the shop. If not, that's cool too. I'm just glad you're here. Once again, take the time in life to get out and enjoy some of these toys that are out there. Take the time to try to do some things yourself and, have fun while you're doing it. So with that being said, lug nuts, I'm going to sign off. Always remember, keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up. Talk to you soon.